In Powell River, one issue is dominating the conversation this week about the election.
A very strong candidate, and when the attacks get personal, which I believe they are in this case, they aren't based on fundamentals.
Not terribly impressed with Aaron Gunn and his alleged comments.
You know, all the stuff he said in the past and like a lot of his online presence is like, I think it could be really bad for the island if he gets the seat.
Gunn has come under fire recently for social media posts from 2019 and 2021, the former of which reads, Wire Report authors and now Trudeau sensationalizing truly horrific events that need to be examined honestly and seriously with a loaded word like genocide that doesn't remotely reflect the reality of what happened. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission declared it a cultural genocide in 2015, and in 2022, the House of Commons unanimously passed a motion recognizing residential schools as genocide. Over the weekend, several First Nation leaders and local politicians in BC have called for his removal.
For me, it was very hurtful to all the residential school survivors. And, you know, if the Conservatives think this is reconciliation, they are totally off the mark. Keeping Aaron Gunn as a candidate is pretty damaging to First Nations.
Blaney, who is the husband of current MP Rachel Blaney, who is not running for re-election, says it warms his heart to see a letter with over 50 signatures signed by mayors and councillors in the riding demanding Gunn's removal.
And I just felt like it was important as a leader to stand up and to say that candidate is not the right candidate for this riding. We have 20 First Nations in this riding, and it's a huge part of properly representing the riding.
However, the Conservative Party are standing by their candidate, with Pierre Poilievre calling it misinformation in a press conference in Osoyoos, saying Gunn's never denied the impact of residential schools. And Gunn issued a statement on social media stating he recognizes the horrific events that transpired in residential schools and condemned them as institutions of abuse. Another letter signed by local politicians, this time in support. Amongst the signees, Powell River Mayor Kermit Dahl, who considers Gunn a friend.
There's just no truth in what's being said unless you only use, one sentence out of an entire conversation. Politics aside, Aaron and I are friends. We have been for years. I have not heard him speak derogatorily about any First Nations ever.
Gunn will stay on as Conservative candidate in the riding, with voters going to the polls as early as next Friday for advanced voting. Claire Palmer, CBC News, Powell River.